Hello, I'm William Jamar Wright,
And I'm Hattie.
and this is our podcast, HattieJo. What are we doing?
So what are we doing?
Yeah, so we're doing pretty good. Hanging out here on a Sunday afternoon. Just watched Duke win a March Madness game to go to the Sweet 16. So that's very exciting. But on this episode, we are going to discuss our recent baby shower and the good time we had.
Yeah. We did have a great time. So we're expecting our first child. I think that's old news at this point. It's new, it's still new news in my mind to me, but I think that's, we've made that public.
Yeah.
And so my sister-in-law Sarah, my mom, and my best friend Lauren, they threw me the most beautiful baby shower. We did it in Chicago, so that was kind of a central hub. We've got family across the country, but I think it was easiest and international family too, but I think that was the easiest place for a lot of people to come to. And like the first thing that comes to mind is how overwhelmingly grateful I am that so many people were able to come. And that was really awesome. I feel like you got to meet some of my family that you hadn't necessarily met or spent too much time with before.
Yeah, there was definitely some family that we got married right after the pandemic, and so different countries handle the pandemic differently, and everything wasn't back 100% open.
Right.
And so there were some people that weren't able to come to the wedding that were able to come, and some of your family that lives in Canada that were close enough where they could drive down and be able to spend the weekend with us. So it was a great time. Having it in Chicago was really nice. The weather was really nice there, and so we had it at this little brewery that is right up the street from
Rob and
Sarah's house, and so it was really nice. Just like you said, to have everyone come. I know we kind of sent out the invites, and I'm not sure what the baby shower etiquette is, but I wasn't expecting very many people to come, but my good friend Tyler and his wife were able to come, and so it was really cool. Awesome. Yeah, it was really cool to see how many people actually showed up, and just shows she's gonna have a lot of people, a little network of people and family and friends that love and support us.
Yeah, so many people love the baby already. We can't wait for her to meet everybody. And yeah, I was, like I said, floored at how many people showed up, and we're super grateful for that. But I also thought that Mom Sarah and Lauren did a fantastic job picking a great venue. It was a perfect size for us. It was a good amount of time. It didn't feel like we were trying to extend something for a super long time, nor did it feel like we had to rush through all the activities. Delicious food, decorations were gorgeous, and I really loved that a lot of the decor was either reusable or it was actually a gift for me. So they had, for the baby, they had this cool background that had string and then little baby onesies and outfits and two little dolls kind of with clothespins on the string.
Yes.
And it looked beautiful, and those are all things that can be reused and will be, I'm sure, used many a time. So for someone like me that is very practical, I love that. And of course a lot of the other decorations were flowers. Everybody always loves flowers. And then the cake and cookies and stuff.
Yeah.
So those were edible. The cake was probably the most delicious cake I've ever eaten in my life. So they knocked it out of the park with that, and I know that they spent a lot of time and effort and money and energy, and so we're really grateful for that.
Yeah.
As well. And then I also was really touched that Rob and Sarah opened their home to everybody for an after party.
Yeah.
Because I thought that made it even better. So many people traveling, right? You want to spend as much time as you can, and so that was really nice. Because then the whole rest of the afternoon into late evening, I felt like we were visiting with people and spending time with people, and that was also awesome.
Yes, it was really cool. We were hanging out. The baby shower was kind of early afternoon, and so we went to the venue.
We had a good lunch.
Yeah, it was a good lunch there. We were there for a couple of hours and did some games and stuff. And then like you said, it was really neat to kind of like everybody could go and like get into some relaxed clothing, and like it wasn't like, all right, the show is over, but like you don't have to go home. Like the show is over, but you don't have to go home. We can all just come and hang out and relax. And so we went back to Rob and Sarah's house and watched some basketball, and then also played
some cards.
Yeah, played some card games. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think Lance and Cindy also, they live just a block or two away, also opened their home. I didn't actually go over there, but I do think some of the guests went over there, played some of the games that they have at their house too, so that was also super
I think they have a shuffleboard.
Yeah. So they've got a really nice, I mean, I've been to their house before. They have a really nice setup.
Okay.
I just didn't happen to make it there on the baby shower. And your mom was able to come, and so that was really special too.
Yes.
So I'm glad that she was able to join us, and yeah, it was really great. It was really nice. It was a little bit of a whirlwind, but I think, overall it was fantastic.
Yeah, it really was a great time, and I thought we really had, like you said earlier, like the events were well planned out, and we played a few baby games. It was interesting to see like how many like males, because like the question was asked during the baby shower, like how many males is this your first baby shower?
Oh yeah, we had a co-ed baby shower because partly I was like, I want to have a baby shower, but it seems a little unfair to my family members and to me to be like, oh, family, come from near and far, but only half of you. It's like if I'm going to take the opportunity to see a lot of the family that I don't get to see, I want to see everybody. I don't want to just, I love the women, don't get me wrong, but like that seems a little sad, to have half of the group left out. So I was really passionate about having a co-ed shower, I guess. But yeah, so as a result, it was the first baby shower that many of the male attendees.
I would say about half the male attendees. It wasn't like
a very distinct, like over.
Yes.
Versus,
Yeah, so it definitely feels like older generations, like the baby shower is definitely like a female thing, but as our generation and youngers have started having kids, people have, or I would say we're much more inclined to be like, oh, everybody's doing the baby shower, not just the women.
Yeah, and we did a sort of similar thing for the bridal shower, but instead of it being co-ed, it was like, here are events the guys do, and here are events the girls do. I don't think you even come to that, but it was kind of that same thing of like, we don't want just half the family to come, right? The whole family will come, but then I think the boys went like golfing and did a whole thing. They had a whole day, and the girls had a whole day. So that was great because everybody got to participate, but it was still also separate. So I left there feeling like I didn't really get to visit with everybody.
At the bridal shower?
At the bridal shower. There were other situations, but like the main, for that setup that we had, I thought it was great to include everybody.
Yeah.
And I think people probably really enjoyed doing the golf and stuff. But anyhow, it was nice to try something new, and I think it turned out really well.
Yeah, I think
through no fault of my own.
Yeah, I think for Katie's bridal shower, we actually it was a joint bridal shower as well in Ohio.
Oh yeah, you've been a lot.
Yeah, because it was a joint bridal shower, so we came and like Jordan.
But there was part of the day that we were separate, because I remember we did this.
Because there was just like you said. Yeah, there was part of the day we went to Topgolf, and hung out there. That was a lot of fun. And then we came back and everybody hung out at. Yeah, because I do remember part of Katie's shower was like women only were doing a lot of activities. And
but there was a part of the day that was we stayed at the house. That was a really fun time too. But then there was a part of the day at the end where we were all just kind of milling about, hanging out with each other. Yeah. So anyway, newfangled trends. Look at us. So.
But it was a good time. I think we really do appreciate all of the gifts that everyone's been sending. Or the running joke around the house that our little baby girl has about as much stuff as the two of us combined.
Yes, and it's not even a joke anymore. And there's only going to be more stuff coming, I feel like.
Yeah, so we do appreciate everyone sending gifts and kind of showering us and showering our baby girl with love. And so we've kind of passed all of the major thresholds of like everything, like the announcements and the baby shower, and now we're just
the nursery's all ready. We just have to install car seats.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the final frontier. Maybe pack a bag for the hospital so that it's like when the time comes, we just grab it and go. We don't have to spend time putting the bag together. But like those are small little items. But yeah, I did want to mention also there were a lot of really special and heartfelt gifts that we got at the shower, which I'm super grateful for. But I did want to shout out a couple in particular since they're, I think, really cool and unique. First of all, my mom handmade the most beautiful like counting blanket quilt thing that I've ever seen. And each little square was different and was embroidered, and it was so beautiful and really cute. You know, it's something that I think is functional and adorable, so I love that. And kind of likewise, my Aunt Nora made several quilts that were also gorgeous. But she also, Aunt Nora plays the long game. She had held on to a quilt that my Nana, so her grandmother, my great-grandmother, who's my namesake, so Nana Hattie used to make a ton of quilts. And so she had gotten a quilt that was given to my Aunt Beverly. And I guess this quilt was made in like the 50s or 60s. Aunt Nora made a whole thing. She's got all the information for me. I just don't have it at the tip of my tongue. But I think Aunt Nora, it came to Aunt Nora when I was a kid type thing, or maybe an early teenager. And she's been holding on to it this whole time, you know, just waiting. Yeah, and so it was really special to receive that. I do have a couple other quilts from Nana Hattie, so it's kind of cool to have that family heirloom, and the fact that she took the time to hold on to it for so long is really meaningful to me. And then kind of similarly, my Aunt Lois also hand crocheted a baby blanket as well as two little outfits, and then some booties and a hat, and they're like pink and lacy and so cute, and just super adorable. And I know that I'm not nearly as good at making stuff as any of those women are.
Yeah.
But just from what I know about making stuff myself, because I have made 2 quilts of my own, you know, I haven't like done nothing. It takes a long time, a really long time. And then also to make it look really good, like you have to have a lot of practice and a lot of attention to detail. And so anyway, I just know that was definitely a labor of love from all 3 of those individuals, and we really, well, 4, I guess, if you count Nana Hattie. Anyhow, we really appreciate it. Those were super special. So.
Yeah, it's definitely appreciative that people would take the time to do that and kind of put some thought into like, oh, this is like something that I want to do for somebody and for somebody in my family. So it is definitely much appreciated.
Yeah, and all those things will get put to good use. We've got a lot of hardwood floors, and we're going to need to set the baby down. She's going to need tummy time and all sorts of stuff. So the more blankets, the better, I say.
Yeah. But that is everything. I think like we had a wonderful baby shower in Chicago. It really is not like, it can't be like stated how much we appreciate everybody coming to visit, driving, flying, coming in. We did a nice little dinner on Friday at a Mexican restaurant. Like it really like showed that like how much like everyone cares, and really it impresses upon me that our little baby girl has a lot of individuals that care about her, and there are other people that have reached out that weren't able to come. So we really do feel like we have kind of like a little village that is going to be with us, and we appreciate all the support, and we're counting down the weeks.
Yeah, we are. So I was 30 weeks yesterday, so I've got 1 more week of month 7, and then I'll be starting month 8. Starting to feel the pregnancy I've been really blessed to have like a pretty easy pregnancy generally, all things considered. And of course there's like little things here and there. Things have been like fine so far, but now I'm really starting to feel some limitations, which I'm also very grateful to live a life and have a very healthy body. That's like a great privilege that doesn't have a lot of limitations normally. So it's very odd for me to now start feeling limited in things.
Yeah.
But I also think it's a good reminder for me to, take it slow. My body is working really hard on doing something it's never done before, and listen to my body. So I think those are all good. Like, it's a good reminder for me to listen to my body. And I think it's going well. I think you've been really supportive and helping me when I ask for help. And I think, knock on wood, that it just continues on for 10 more weeks.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well,
all right.
that's what we're doing.
Jesus.